I am preparing to go back to work on Thursday after being on medical leave for a couple of weeks. And I wanted to take a moment and reflect on this time, some things that I've learned, and how I'm feeling. So, first, I want to share how I got to this point to where I needed um, this time for my mental health. So, if you follow me, if you know me, you know that I was a young mom. I had my first child when I was 15 years old, and I worked full time. I went to school full time so that I could graduate on time. Um, as a young girl, I had goals for myself. Of course, one day I knew I was going to be a mom. I knew one day that I was going to get married. I did not think it would happen so soon in my life. Um, the goal was always to go away to college because what girl or teenager didn't want to leave home after school? So the goal was to leave home, go to school, preferably at HBCU because I was really into a different world. And that got me into thinking about HBCUs, which is something I really never heard about until I watched that show. Then after that, I wanted to go to law school. I wanted to be a lawyer working in the city of New York, living in the city for a couple of years before I finally decide to settle down um, and get married. Always wanted 4 children. Um, so those were the goals that I had as a young girl. And although a lot of those things still happened, they didn't happen the way I wanted them or thought that they would happen. And I think, I'm not even going to say I think, I became a perfectionist after I had my son because it was like, um, I was a teenager and I was a statistic and I wanted to prove everyone wrong that I couldn't make it in this world, that I still couldn't do what I wanted to do and be what I wanted to be just because I had a child at a young age. And it was hard. It was hard as hell. It was. Um, but I did it. I pushed through and I kept pushing and pushing and pushing from when I graduated high school. Um, After I graduated, I worked part time in the evening, full time during the day. Um, right after that, I went back to get my associate's degree. I got married. My senior year, I was pregnant. I had my second child. Um, Graduated, worked full time, taking care of my family. Um, had my third child. Um, Decided to go back to get my bachelor's. So then again, I'm working full time. I'm going to school. Um, I'm taking care of my family. Um, and then we have a fourth. And I decide to go back to school to get my master's. I was going to go get my JD because I always wanted to be a lawyer. But after working for many years as a paralegal, legal secretary with attorneys from small firm, mid-sized to high level firms, I realized that is not the life that I want. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to school. I'm gonna get my master's in law, which I did, and I finished. Um, I graduated right before my 40th birthday. So all my life, I have been grinding, I have been pushing to get to the next level in life. And I never really took the time out to rest, number one. Number two, to really sit in and take in everything that I've been through, good or bad, everything that I've accomplished. Um, and then fast forward a couple of years because I'm 44 now. Um, I'm a very compassionate and giving person, um, very inspiring, and I I want to help the next person, get to their next level or whatever I can do to help another person. That's me. Um, and I had given too much of myself. Um, so that's another thing. Um, I took a cruise. My family and I took a cruise December 2023. And right before that, I had applied for a management position for my team. And I really thought that I was going to get the management position because I've always been a hard worker. I always go above and beyond. Um, and I know my shit. So I found out on that cruise that I did not get that management position. And at first I was upset about it because I was really at the point, my kids are older now. I'm at a point where I can do more, I have more energy, and I just want to advance my career. So I sat in that for a little while, and then January 2024, God revealed to me that I needed a season of rest. That that management position was not for me. That there is something, I don't want to get emotional. There is something better in store for me with my name on it. Um, but first I have to take care of myself. And I didn't listen. I didn't listen. I kept going. Yeah, I would take certain moments out and just relax and rest. But the rest I needed was here. It wasn't the body. It was, I needed this to rest so the body could rest. And as the months would go by, like I said, I would take little time here and rest or whatever. But the mind, it wouldn't rest for me. So that's when I decided, okay, I'm gonna need a little bit more help. So I decided to go back to therapy. Um, and I knew me starting therapy, number one, I needed somebody who looked like me. I needed someone who understands the struggles of a Black woman because that's who I am. And I didn't just want a therapist, I wanted a psychiatrist. So in my area, that was really hard for me to find. Um, but I found her. And I started going to therapy. And excuse me, in the beginning, I was like, I don't even know why I'm doing this. I don't even know why I am putting myself out there to be vulnerable and share all of this with another person when it's not going to help me. And I was like, okay, I can't go into it with that mindset because if I go into it with that mindset, nothing is going to change and I'm not going to be able to get the help that I need. So I changed my mindset, and each session I shared a little bit more, shared a little bit more. Um, but I'm gonna go back for 1 second because I didn't share that my body was going through something. My body was in pain. Um, from my shoulders to my hands to my feet, I was in pain all the time. And I was going to the doctors and having diagnostic tests. And they're like, we're not seeing anything. We don't know what it is. Um, Finally, my doctor was like, okay, this is fibromyalgia. There's nothing really we can do for that. So I started talking to my therapist about it. And I'm like, this has to be stress. Um, it just has to be stress. I don't know why my body is feeling this way, but I gotta fix it. Fast forward to, I'll say the end of October, beginning of November, my body started getting worse. And I started having a lot of anxiety. And, on my sessions with my psychiatrist, I would ask her, well, we would talk about how I'm feeling, what were these triggers, what was happening when I was having these anxiety. Um, we did a mood board for me to write down like what am I feeling um, when this is happening, and a lot of it was work related. Um, Being on these different calls with people and the confrontation. Um, when you tell somebody something that is a process or that to be true, and then they second guess you, that takes a toll on you. Um, and I remember I was on a call. There was a lot of back and forth. Got the questions, and I felt my body just like tensing up, and had me a little panic attack. And I had to calm myself because I'm on this call. I have to finish this call. I can't, you know, show that I'm going through something. I have to be professional and I have to finish. Um, so thank God the call wrapped up. But that panic stayed, and I really had to sit there and calm my body down, and that wasn't working. So I came upstairs and I laid down, and finally got myself calm. And my next therapy session, um, we talked about me taking some time for my mental health. Um, between work, and then just my life and things that I've been through and I didn't deal with. Um, it was catching up with me and it was taking a toll on my mind and my body. Um, so I had a family trip planned for Thanksgiving. But after I returned, I talked to my management and let them know, hey, I'm going to be taking this time off um, for myself, um, for my mental and my physical health, which I did. And that was a hard decision to make because I felt like I failed because I couldn't keep it all together. Remember, I said I turned into this perfectionist. So me taking this time and taking a break felt like failure, like I couldn't keep it together. But then I had to realize, man, you've been keeping it together for 28 years since you was a teen mom. Like, let it go, relax, release. Um, and that's what I did. Now, the first couple of days, the guilt was heavy. The guilt was heavy because number one, um, I'm a hard worker. I'm dedicated. So I felt like I was letting my team down. Um, and then on the flip side, taking this time, um, financially, I'm dependent on my husband more. Um, so I felt like a burden. But as the days went by, that got better. And I had to realize I need this. I need to do this for me. I need this time. There's a reason for me taking this time. Um, so I have learned a lot. I spent a lot of time journaling, um, writing, just time where it's quiet and I can just sit and listen and think and meditate and pray. And one thing that God is revealing to me is that where I am is not where I'm supposed to be. Um, where I'm supposed to be, I haven't got that download yet. But I'm praying that He will guide my steps and He would lead me to wherever that is. Um, I've always been an inspiring, encouraging person. Um, and that's the reason why I created Through the Journey. And I know that there's more for me to do through the journey. Um, so I don't know where he's gonna take me in this next season, but I truly, truly believe that in order for me to get there, I had to take this season of rest. I had to take this time to focus on myself. I had to take this time to open my eyes to different situations and relationships, um, to see them for what they are and what they are not. Um, I'm just thankful. I'm just thankful that I had this time. Thankful for the my supportive family. Um, oh God, especially my husband. Oh my God, like because he knew that I needed this time. And he was so supportive of me taking this time and always asking, what do you need from me? Is there anything that I can do? Um, even when I was feeling guilty, he was like, there's no need for you to feel guilty. This is the time that you need, um, for you to get better, for you to be better. And I needed to hear that. I needed to feel that. Okay. So, as I'm preparing to go back to work, I don't want to. I do feel like I need more time. Um, and that's something, I have an appointment this afternoon, so that's something I may discuss. But as it stands right now in this moment, I will be going back in a couple of days. Um, and I'm going to continue with the boundaries that I set um, earlier this year for work. Excuse me. Excuse me. Where I block my time to work, time for meetings, because I'm not going to be in meetings all day. Um, when I sign on, I sign on. When I sign off, I sign off. Um, that's something that I've always stuck with because my time is my time. Um, and I had to slow down. Um, so that I know that's going to be hard for me, but that's something that I'm going to have to work on. I have to slow down because I'm only one person. Um, and I've been going too hard for too long. So it's time for me to slow down. Um, and my body, oh my God, my body feels so good. It's like the stress just left my body. Don't feel that tenseness. I don't feel the aches. I just feel good, you know? And I'm going to try my best to continue to feel good. Yeah. So I just wanted to share that story for encouraging someone else who may um, be feeling the same thing, going through the same thing. Um, take care of yourself. Take time for yourself. If you can go out on medical leave, do it. You know, um, like I said before in another post I did, too many of us are dying over stress. Um, and what we don't realize is that we hold so much stuff inside. We don't think we do. Sometimes we think we let it go. Um, but we don't let it go. We internalize it. And that's what I've done over the years with a lot of things. And slowly but surely with these therapy sessions, I am able to release it um, and really let it go. I don't know. I don't know what's next in this season. And I think that's what is getting me because I set the goals, for school and my career and my family. Um, and now I've done all those things. And I'm at a point where my kids have grown. I completed my educational goals. I've completed my career goals. And I'm like, okay, God, what's next? And I think that's hard for me because I don't know. I don't know what's next. Sometimes I think I do. But I'm working on it. I'm working on it. And I want to be intentional about what's next. And of course, I want God in it. I want Him to lead me, to guide me, because I don't want to walk a path that He has not set for me. Um, so I will be sharing that journey wherever He leads me, wherever He guides me. I will share it with you so you can continue to watch me on this journey as I grow and as I learn. And as I grow and as I learn, I will share, I will encourage, and I will inspire. So, if this is something that you're interested, if you want to follow along on this journey with me, make sure that you like, subscribe, and share, and stay tuned for new videos.